The game of inches.
Yes, sir.
As Washington is now 6-0 for the first time since 2017. Congrats to Kalen DeBoer and his kids. Michael Penix Jr., favorite to win the Heisman. We could go in a lot of directions, but that was an incredible game.
No question. I would be okay rewatching that ball game right now because it was so entertaining. You saw outstanding quarterback play from both sides. Two guys that I believe will be playing on Sundays in the National Football League, living up to the billing. Two entertaining like offenses going toe-to-toe. Received some punches, threw punches as well. Defensively, players playing with a physical mindset. It felt like when you saw guys getting tackled, you felt the blows. And those are the type of things that I like seeing in when you talk about watching playoff-like teams go toe-to-toe. And it was an instant classic for me. Unfortunately, someone had to lose this ball game. And the Ducks, they were on the losing side this time.
What did you make of all the decisions by Dan Lanning?
I don't like it. Like, at some point in time as a coach, it's okay to put the controller down.
But you saw the kicker missed. You saw the kid that missed the field goal, right? Maybe that's why.
No. That attempt, the decision to go for it right before halftime was an easier attempt than what we saw for a game-winning situation. At some point in time, Dan Lanning,
end of the first half.
End of the first half. Like, number one, I don't like the call because when you do a sprint pass, you condense a side of the football field. As a former defender, I'm okay in you doing that because I don't have a lot of grass to cover when you're basically minimizing a side. So you put me in a better position to be successful because I don't have to cover the entire field. Secondly, if you kick the field goal, a makeable field goal, we know there's no guarantees, especially when you talk about kicking extra points or trying to attempt a field goal. But let's say, it's safe to say it was a makeable field goal. You go down half, only 1 point, right? 21-22, I think that would have been the score. If you attempt the field goal, if you make it, you get the ball right back after halftime. That's a great situation to be in. You decide to go for it, and then you talk about the play call I didn't like, and I'm in my group chat with a lot of former guys that I played ball with. Everyone said the same thing. The 3 points they decided to try to negate and go for it will come back to haunt them. And look at the final score. You lost by 3 points. They went for it on 3 occasions on fourth downs opportunities. Didn't get one. Dan Lanning is a defensive-minded coach. The way he became the head coach for Oregon was because of his defensive mindset as a DC at UGA. So it's safe to say he should feel comfortable. You know what? Let's punt. Let my defense do what they've been called to do. I understand you're going against an outstanding, prolific-like quarterback, but you have to believe that your defense can get a stop. Because in that fourth down opportunity in the fourth quarter, Hakeem, when he decided to go for it, it was backed up, basically. It was in his own territory. And you gave Michael Penix a short field to work with that led to be, I think he converted that game-winning touchdown. Was the final say-so, the final points on the scoreboard that led to a Husky big-time win. So me personally, I call it video game-like coaching. You know, when you play video games, when you play Madden, when you play college football, 9 times out of 10, you're always going for it on fourth down. It doesn't matter where you're on the football field.
It's true.
That's video game. We're talking about reality. And football-wise, at some point in time, it's okay to punt the football. It's okay to attempt a field goal.
It is. This Washington team, as I have said around the newsroom, you can't spell Washington without wagon.
Bandwagon.
I mean, this.
Are you on it? Or
I'm on it.
You on it?
I am on it with one of our top researchers, Max. He has a Michael Penix Jr. hoodie on right now. It looks fantastic. It's purple. Looks great on him. And let me tell you what. Michael Penix Jr. for Heisman. He has been on the campaign. I've jumped on the bandwagon. Indiana transfer. He was good at Indiana.
He was.
He has taken another, injury. He has taken another step in his career. What did you see out of that young man today?
He's just so poised. He's cool. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Warren Moon, how he stays in the pocket, upright, and his pocket presence is a plus. But his accuracy, that's why I consider him, you know, comparing him to a Warren Moon, because his accuracy, dime after dime after dime, is what he did today. Played against a high-level defense, a defense that could be a playoff-caliber defense. On the other end, played against another pro-like quarterback in Bo Nix. Man, Michael Penix never seemed to be uncomfortable. And just his accuracy is the thing that I really enjoy watching. And he has a sense of mobility when need be, but he's never rattled.
He's tough, too.
He's tough, and he has a lot of experience. He's been around the game for quite some time. And you talked about, this was like his Heisman-like moment because On the national stage, we haven't really seen the Huskies a lot.
Right.
Right? You might see them maybe one more. Well, clearly, if they make it to the Pac-12, that's another opportunity. But in regular season play, you might see them one more time. So this was a national moment for him to showcase to all of college football. Not only am I a great quarterback, but I'm a Heisman-like quarterback that's leading a team that could compete for a championship. And he did so today, and he opened a lot of eyes. For all you bettors that had some juice, that already put something on Michael Penix before today's matchup, you should be feeling extremely good because his odds have improved dramatically in regards to the Heisman.
And I just want to remind you that Caleb Williams had his Heisman moment against who last year? Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Struck the post.
And
he's having it against their biggest rival, Oregon.
Yeah. And also, you better believe, even though Caleb is getting ready for his ball game, you know, anytime like we had a late ball game, we go into the locker room, we usually see TV monitors everywhere. You're watching to see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can tell you this much. For such a long time, the Pac-12 has been a feeble-like conference.
Maybe they want to not leave.
The Pac-12 is the best conference in college football right now. I'm saying that. The Pac-12 is the best conference in college football.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Who would you say? And don't be biased, Hakeem, because we know you like,
I'm not going to listen. I'm just making sure that you're okay saying that.
I am okay saying that.
Right.
And the reason why I'm so comfortable in saying that is because of the quarterback star power just in that conference alone. How many pros that play the quarterback position in the Pac-12 will be playing on Sunday? Think about it.
Yeah.
You talk about 3 legit Heisman candidates. You can throw Shador in there and make 4, right?
Yep.
But for sure you have 3 legit Heisman candidates. And it's safe to say, based on how we see it right now, if the season was to end today, the winner of the Heisman Award would be coming from the Pac-12. If the season was to end
I agree.
today.
It's like this seminal moment, right? You're a former Seminole. I'm going to use for the Pac-12 that's essentially disbanding.
Yeah.
They're going to have this phenomenal
Their final
season.
dance is a great dance.
It's
Their
fantastic.
final dance is a great dance.
But let's also give credit. Michael Penix has maybe one of the best receiving rooms outside of Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, these Rome Odunze, Jalen Polk, Giles Jackson, they all had 6 or more catches in this game. Polk, Odunze, over 100 yards, all had touchdowns. This receiving room for Washington is arguably the best in the nation, B-Mac.
They got a lot of pros.
You throw it up and they go get it.
They go get it, and they play disciplined football on both sides. I really, like I said, I would watch this matchup right now if I could, because I enjoyed every play that I was able to watch, and they lived up to the billing. You know, the anticipation going into today's matchup, you know, it was everything plus more. You know, sometimes I hate watching movies where the movie trailer is better than the movie. I hate that, right? I need the movie trailer to be great, but the movie to be better than the movie, than the movie trailer. In today's matchup, the anticipation leading up to this matchup between Oregon visiting Washington was actually better than the anticipation. Everything we saw, all the hype, and they delivered once again. And like you said, Michael Penix, man, he's like the Warren Moon of college football. Just the accuracy, man, how cool and calm and collected he is, playing and play out. His wide receivers that will be playing on Sunday, you talked about the list of pass catches. They all did everything they needed to do to be able to prevail and come up with a huge win. And most importantly for Michael Penix, once again, individually speaking, this was his Heisman-like moment. Washington has now won 13 straight games. Yeah.
Again, look, you can't spell Washington without wagon. Are you, at this point, now what they have done, taking down a top 10 team, where do you have them in the conversation for the college football playoff?
Number one, I think they're the best team in the Pac-12.
Okay.
I think they're the best team. I think Oregon is the second best team. And USC, because of Caleb, I will put them third. But I like Washington to win their conference, find a way to get into the tournament, which is the playoffs, and make some noise. Make some noise because of their quarterback play, because of the pros they have surrounding their quarterback, the disciplined style in which they display on both sides of the football. Yeah, I like their chances. I don't see anything slowing them down, especially if they're healthy. So me personally, yes, they're the best team in the Pac-12. I think they will prevail and go the rest of the way, take care of their business to find a way to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, let's take a look at their schedule rest of way here.
Yeah.
And also, Oregon is still having a great season and still can finish with a great season.
I think both teams are playoff worthy. Even though Oregon lost today, Hakeem, they're still playoff worthy. They just can't afford to have any more blemishes. Now, Washington State, that's a team with good quarterback play as well. They can score points, but they get Washington State at home. You travel to Utah, you know playing the Utes, it's always going to be a battle. You get California, you get USC. So the rest of the schedule still could become a rocky road for them. It's not like it's an easy way out. And like I said, the Pac-12 is the most difficult conference in college football. So you talk about, I forgot, look at Oregon State as well.
Well, if you think this schedule is tough, look at Washington's rest of way. Okay? This is ridiculous.
Stanford, USC, Utah, similar. Basically the same thing.
This is ridiculous.
It proves my point. The Pac-12 is the most difficult.
Look at that. Look at November 4th.
Conference.
Look at November 4th.
It proves my point.
It's going to be incredible.
Think about what I said earlier. You were like, am I okay in making that statement?
We're going to have the top 2 Heisman candidates facing off on November 4th. You going to be sitting next to me?
Of course.
Okay. This is why we both love college football.
Yes.
Because of the stakes every Saturday.
It means something.
Sometimes it depends on the matchup, but sometimes it's a separation Saturday.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a survive and advance Saturday.
Every Saturday.
For me, Washington, this is a little separation here.
It is, but both teams have difficult schedules.
Yeah.
For the rest of the way.
Well, I'm not saying they pulled away, but
So,
this is saying
they have one up on Oregon.
Don't forget about us here in Seattle. We're the Washington Huskies.
Yeah.
The rest of the East Coast, hey, we got a pretty good team here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Pac-12 is doing some big things, and it's great for their last dance because, you know, it will be dissembled, to say the least, with some teams moving on. But right now, the Pac-12 is the most competitive conference in college football. They have the best quarterbacks in college football, and they probably have the most talent as well. And I understand, I know a lot of SEC fans probably watching me saying, oh, no, SEC. No, this year it's a Pac-12, man. They got guys, they got dudes that can play football, and that will be playing on Sunday. But whoever comes out of the Pac-12 as the conference champion, they're going to have to earn it. They're going to have to earn it because we saw the gauntlet that both teams have going the rest of the way, and then you can throw in USC's schedule as well. Every weekend for the Pac-12 in regards to teams there that have playoff aspirations, every weekend is like a March Madness type vibe. You lose, you go home.
And you don't just walk into Husky Stadium and get a win.
No.
They are 11-0 at home since the start of last season.
Consistent.
As they send the Ducks a-packing. Quack, quack. The Huskies win at home in an absolute nail-biter.
It was a great game.
Great game.
Classic.
Fantastic game as they improved to 6-0 for the first time since 2017. And hey, check out BMAC on his podcast, All Things Covered, with former LSU star and Steelers corner Patrick Peterson. This is entertainment and sports at its finest. They talk to some of the biggest names in both the sports and entertainment worlds. All Things Covered. Download and follow today.